My dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, earthquake is the causes of three hazards like flood, landslide and river shifting. So nowadays various type of natural catastrophe increased, but behind these catastrophe or hazards, and merely we call it disaster, is man, because industrialization is man, climate change is man, behind greenhouse effect totally responsible man, behind global warming partly responsible man. Therefore, man is partly a factor of climate change, but he or she is major intensifying factor of climate change. Now see, all types of war, say for example Russia-Ukraine war, how much oxygen we are burning per day, how the atmosphere is being warmer and warmer by carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, sulfur and so on. Who is responsible? That is man. In this war also, we noticed the Pacific Ocean side there was a big warfare on ocean. So the surface temperature of ocean increased, and which helped El Nino effect. Next slide, I am showing you these all work of human being. See, August 1958 to August 2016, a steady increase of carbon dioxide, and 3 years I am showing 2014 to 2016, 397.212 to 399.00, 402 to 0.24. This rising trend of carbon dioxide implies that global warming is a steady increase. In next slide, you see emission of world carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide emission from 1750 to 2019, it is 5 billion to 35 billion, and there are cement, gas, oil, coal, fossil fuel mainly. So in this slide also teach you that our emission is going on. Who is responsible? That is also human being. Now directly I am showing you greenhouse gas emission country-wise. USA in first position, China second, Russia third, India fourth, and so on. So these big countries also have responsibility. They should see how to minimize greenhouse effect, but who care for it? For their need, industrialization, they are doing it. Now, what happened? See, very small two countries, China and India, the hilly region, human population is very, very high in two countries. And there is rainfall is very, very high. For that rainfall, we are going to construct one after another dam. Dam cannot survive here because number one, rainfall is very high. Hilly mountains are lofty, no doubt about it. But here, these hills are very, very young, soft mountain system. And therefore, one side is seismic zone, other side is very soft, on the third side rainfall is very high. So storing water on top of them, how dangerous you can imagine. In one small study of Northeast India, I found that rainfall slowly diminished. Here, June-July rainfall is a steady high from 1860 to 1920. From 1920 to 1970, rainfall diminished in June-July, but slowly increased September, October, November. And again, 1970 to till now, rainfall diminished. But one thing I am showing here, rainfall diminished from that trend curve. And here I am showing from same study, 1880 intensity was 2 millimeter. 1954 it rise up to 5 millimeter per hour, and 1988 the rainfall intensity rise up to 6 millimeter per hour. Can you imagine? Very, very how? This high intensity is responsible for landsliding, responsible for high flood and dam collapse, the river shifting. So these are only because of atmospheric temperature rise, deforestation, etc., etc. So in all cases, we can blame human being or this civilization. Now see, why not? 92% humidity was 2012, and now it is come down to 65% in 2016, only in 4 years. How steady decline of humidity from air, and it is a dangerous condition. Latent heat also will change. So holding capacity of air, cloud holding, rain holding capacity reduced, and intensity of rain increased. Next, the various types of disaster, natural disaster, so we are calling that it is natural disaster, but all meteorological, hydrological, climatological disasters. So there is heavy flood, landslide, avalanche, temperature rising, droughts is there, forest fire is there. So these are only because of climate change. Now my main point is rainfall intensity is increasing in large scale in 1 or 2 years only. Research found that duration of rain reduced but short time volume is increased, which leads to heavy floods without any notice. In such condition, drainage failure, dams failure also intensified seriously to very devastating floods in cities, metros, rural areas everywhere. Next, see, we are so greedy, so anxious for development. See, dams in India increasing more than USA. So, our dams where we are building, the area is seismic zone, soft mountain system Himalaya, and soil is very soft, rainfall is very high. And these see Himalayan upper dam plans by China without any control. In Bhutan, same thing is going on. All the dam water coming to India. And what happened? These type of dams are there. Dams water, after failure of dams coming to India and create heavy flood. It is Ranganodi Dam, Arunachal Pradesh, not completed now, but after completion what will happen we don't know. This is Kaveri Dam. After release, this dam, Tamil Nadu will suffer a lot. And Three Gorge Dam on the head of India in China Dam. It is biggest dam in the world. But after any type of destruction or failure of dam, what will happen in Northeast India and India we cannot imagine till now. Now I am showing you from this diagram. See, India and China showing red patches, and in these red patches you can see highest number of dams, and it is higher than USA. So in one side this area heavy rainy, mountains are lofty mountains, very soft mountains, but which is very dangerous, that is, it is seismic zone. So, how you can imagine this type of human interference going on in this part, and result is in front of you. The city floods. Bombay city, there is a great flood every year. The very decorated houses are flooded now. What happened here? So, earthquake is a disaster of triple effect. 2001, Dr. Kar wrote one paper and published. So, earthquake, not only it destroys houses, but it brings great floods, landslide, and river shifting. So, management of this earthquake hazard most essential. In seismic zone, we should not construct any type of dam. What is doing by China, we should sit together with all these countries and take a decision so that hazard will minimize. See, I am showing how our river Brahmaputra is one antecedent river. See, the landmass from south, that is near Africa, it is coming as Gondwana, Press, Laurasia, and from this Himalayan mountain system. Northern part, Shangpo was there, and in southern part, Brahmaputra, and joined by Xiang. Just like hacksaw blade, it is cutting Himalaya. So, Brahmaputra system, Shangpo, Xiang, Brahmaputra, Jamuna, and Padma is called antecedent river. See, I am showing here this Gondwana is facing Himalayan zone and creating heavy earthquake every year. So in this part, China, India, Bhutan, Nepal should not construct any type of big dam. It will create frequency of hazards. What is happening? Namely landslide and flood. Now what is in front of you? This is landsliding in North India. This is landsliding in North India, which is very, very dangerous for us. Why this is? This flood, this landsliding, already 2 years back, in 2020, I wrote this paper that China, India is suffering due to 206 earthquake within 13 August 20 to 20 August 20. Within this short period of 7 days, there was 206 earthquake. So, this part now fractured. Rainfall is very high here. Human interference is also increasing day by day. So, whatever we want to do, any type of construction of human interference, we have to examine it and work very, very cautiously. But we are constructing dam. I also shown here during 1762 to 2020 there was several earthquakes here, and after each earthquake there was big flood and landsliding in this part. So after writing this thing, after showing in many seminars, but people are silent, numb, but nobody raised any question on it. What to do? Now, see, they have never mind for it and constructed more than 100 dams here, and some of them are functioning now. And if all the dams of Northeast start to function, horrible condition will take place there. And you cannot imagine what you are observing now throughout India, and it will be more than that in Northeast India. But till our dams are not functioning properly, but after functioning, they will not be survived during this disaster. During this type of intensity of rain, they cannot tolerate, and dams will collapse. And people of Assam and Northeast India will go just like ants, flow on water. So we are constructing dams one after another. 732 dams now we have. So come to understand why this catastrophe in our area. This is only an example. The previous slides and continental drift of Indo-Australian plates, where a landmass coming from near South Africa to south, and it will be the best measure for the country since flood is an international riddle. It can be solved through mutual understanding with countries together, and their administrators are to talk environmental steps about the problems. Flood hazard mitigation is an international riddle. A case study of Brahmaputra Valley, India. An international conference on disaster issue and gender perspective conference proceeding, Bangladesh. Geographical Society, Dhaka University, Bangladesh. pp 339 to 352, Core 2000. So we should not forget that natural resources have its natural value. If you use it, you have to pay for it. And most important part is earth is unstable, instability on surface of the earth, instability in interior of the earth. Instability is the source of new continent, ocean and islands. Instability is source of change of life of living organism. It will continue non-stop for this earth system. But essential point is to renew further, more lasting the civilization. Now, remedy is what? We are to stop all types of industries for 2 days throughout the world. Suggestion is we are to give 2 days holiday, 2 days in a week for students, and they will plant trees on hilly region or their local area. Allow rivers to pass as wide as it is, not make it narrow. Do not experiment with a living river. Let it run as it like. Do not disturb it so that it cannot bear the burden like big dams and river projects. Nursing a river means nursing your own life. Nursing a tree also means nursing your own life. Thank you.